Cannes, a mecca to Hollywood stars and to luxury yachts. And in the star-studded lineup of the Bay of Cannes, one yacht stands out as the GADOT of the cast. Versatile in the roles she can play, drawing crowds of admirers wherever she goes. And above all, mind-meltingly, jaw-shatteringly, earthquake-inducingly, drop-dead gorgeous. I must admit, I do have somewhat of a crush on Riva yachts. When I see a Riva in the port of Monaco, for example, I just have to stop for a moment and gaze at it admiringly. The design is so distinctive, the quality of the materials so impressive. So when I heard that this Riva, a Riva Perseo called Xanadu, has become available for sale, I said I just have to present this yacht myself. And to continue with the GADOT analogy, we'll start with her vital statistics. And the Riva Perseo is a shapely 23.25 metres in length, has a well-proportioned beam of 5.75 metres, a draft of 1.9 metres, and, as with the goddess of the screen herself, performs in a way that will never disappoint. The performance, in fact, is enhanced on this model due to a larger engine package, MAN 1,800 horsepower in fact, as compared to the alternative of 1,550. This will give a top speed of 32 knots, and she cruises comfortably at 25 knots. When I asked the captain what the best speed for comfort and economy is, he actually replied that 24 to 25 knots is the best speed. Usually I'm given a figure much lower, but I've worked with this captain before, he knows what he's talking about. So, having given you sufficient details to decide if you can fit Xanadu in your berth, let's take a look around. And we'll start, as we often do, here at the transom, where there's more to it than meets the eye. Interestingly, this part of the swim platform is fixed, but all of the rest of that swim platform actually emerges into the water, making a very comfortable way to be able to access the sea and go for a swim. And I have to say right now, today, this would be a wonderful day to be able to just jump in the water and swim around. We have a garage door, which will open up. There's space for a 3.35 m tender in there, which I would imagine will be a jet tender. Moving up the steps, this is a feature that I really like, because generally speaking you'll have a stainless steel gate here, which do look quite elegant, but Riva like to do things a little bit differently. And here we have this lovely concealed bar here, which you can just close across, stopping people from accessing the swim ladder, for example, when you're underway or when you don't want people to access it. Lovely spacious area for dining here, and you have to kind of remind yourself that you're on a 76-foot yacht, so this is a great use of space, because not only do you have space for dining, but also you have a seating area further forward here for your pre-dinner cocktails. And if the sun is too strong, which is actually the case right now, then they can also fit up a sun awning here really quite easily in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at the bow before we go on to the flybridge, which also holds some surprises for us. So this is a wonderful area, either for private conversation, and actually there's a sun awning which very easily lifts up to cover this area too, to give you extra shade. We have sunbathing area over here. They've even crafted some areas for your cup or your bottle holders in all different sizes, so it doesn't matter what you're drinking, it will probably fit in there. A wonderful area just to be able to sit back, have a bottle of Beck's with your friends and a chat. Moving down the other side of the yacht, we'll go up and take a look at the flybridge. So when I first took a look at this flybridge, I thought there's not much to say about it. It's functional. You've got a sun pad here, a seat here. Love the carbon fibre detailing here. But then as I looked around, I realized that there's actually a lot to say over here. First of all, this lifts up to become a helm station. But then I thought to myself, well, how do you operate it from here? Surely you're not having to lean across when you're actually driving the yacht. But no, you don't have to, because look at this. The whole thing moves across for you. You can move it over to one side, you can have it centrally, you can have it over on the other side. It's just a neat, flexible option that allows you to enjoy the yacht even more. And personally, I've never seen that on any other yacht of this size. Let's take a look now inside. Actually, before we look inside, something I neglected to mention when we were here the first time is that hidden away here we have a mooring station. It's very simple. You've got the engine start and stop buttons, you've got the bow thruster, the stern thruster control, and of course the engine throttles. And then here we have access to the crew quarters. Now, it's a small yacht as far as the volume's concerned. You can run this easily with 2 people, and in fact there's 2 bunks in there, and of course their own head. Inside though, and you really start to see this Riva luxury quality. The woodwork's beautiful. This is a very, very comfortable area. You have, as you would imagine, the lifting and lowering television set here. A nice inside dining area, and I mentioned this I think in the last video that I published. Don't think that every day that you're out on the yacht it's going to be beautiful weather. It's not. Sometimes you're out for a weekend and it starts raining, or in this case we're actually trying to finish this before midday because we understand that around midday the weather's going to change. So this is great to be able to have an area where you can still enjoy dining on board. It won't ruin your day if the weather does change. Further forward, we have the main helm station. I like Riva because I think they show restraint in their design. It's not ridiculously over the top. It's very, very practical and very, very elegant. And this is a great example of that. I can reach all of the controls that I need from here. We have 3 screens. The 2 on my right-hand side are for navigation. This one here has got all of the controls. It's called Naviot, and I can see there how full my tanks are. I can even turn lights on and off. I can control the air conditioning. I can see what the pumps are doing, the domotics. It's a really simple system to use and very, very effective. What about where you and your guests will be sleeping? Let me show you. Word of advice to newbie yacht brokers. When you're showing a yacht of this size, it's always advisable to leave the best till last. When it comes to the cabins, it's always advisable to let the client go first so they can appreciate some of the size of the cabin. Here, clearly, we have the VIP positioned in the bow. It's well equipped. This is the kind of thing that Riva do so well. This beautiful stitching and the leather and the polished chrome and the woodwork, it all works so well together. You have 2 reasonable sized hanging lockers and a fantastic bathroom as well, with a really decent sized shower in there considering the size of the yacht. Moving further aft though, as you can see, we have a door here, and that actually gives access to the day head, but also the head to this twin cabin. The best way that I can explain how that works is by showing you the little red dot on the general arrangement plan of the yacht off to my right. But basically what this means is you have a door on this side for access from the cabin, a door here for access for guests who are on board who aren't actually sleeping on the yacht. Further aft still, we have the galley. Something I like about the Riva design is that on the exterior, that long window looks very, very sleek. And on the interior, it offers a practical purpose. Even the small twin cabin has got really good lighting because of the big window, and also here in the galley. As you'd imagine, it's great top-end appliances, beautifully appointed, everything that you really need on a 76-foot yacht. I said though, that it's good to leave the best till last, and by positioning the bathroom up these steps, they've been able to get a lot more space, and that's a very sizable bathroom for the size of the yacht. Here I was impressed too, because as you come down the steps you have this very sizable wardrobe, and I thought to myself, I wonder what this other door is. I opened it and there's another wardrobe. Sometimes on yachts you have wardrobe space, but not always that you can actually hang clothes. So especially if you're with a lady who likes to go out at night in Monaco or in Cannes in evening dresses, there's not just space there, there's also space here too. And I'm pretty sure that Riva have thought of that eventuality, and that's the reason they've put it in their design. But look at the owner's stateroom itself. It is magnificent. It's full beam. It benefits from these gorgeous windows with all of the natural light. This is something I especially like. I mean, I don't want to put my feet up because it seems disrespectful to the owner, but if it was my yacht, I'd have my feet up here, I'd read a book, and I would just feel so happy to be the owner of such a magnificent vessel. When I publish videos of yachts like this on the YouTube channel, I quite often get comments and questions from viewers. Questions such as, does she have transatlantic range? And how would she perform in stormy weather? Let me preempt those questions right now by saying no, she doesn't have transatlantic range. I don't know of any planing hull production yacht, 76 foot, that does have transatlantic range. And I would no more take a Riva out into stormy weather than I would take GADOT to a boxing match. I mean, she would probably enjoy it, but what a wasted opportunity. If I had one date with GADOT, I would take her to a beautiful spot off the coast of Cannes, wine her and dine her with the best food available on a Riva. If you're listening, Gal, call me. And that really is what Riva is all about. It's a yacht to be appreciated, to be cherished, to be loved, to be valued. And when you find one as gorgeous as this, unattached and available, then you really should follow up by contacting my friend and my colleague Sebastien.clave to arrange to meet her. Ha! Gal, what are you doing this afternoon?